situation, like I learned that there was a big gray area in life. I was brought up and I just believed everything like it's either good or bad, black or white, evil or okay. There was nothing in the middle. And like, I just wanted to make those conclusions. She's a good person. She's not a good person. He's a good person. I like him. I don't like him. And like, I needed to have an opinion. I need to express it at all times. And like, it turns out there's a lot of gray area. If I don't act upon something, it will resolve itself. And I don't have to, like, I'm not that important. Like, it's all self-importance. I'm not that important. Things can go on on its own. I don't have to have an opinion.
And yet you are terribly important.
Well, as they say, I am oh, Lord, I'm going to blow the slogan. I'm not much, but all I think about is me.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it that way, but yeah, right. I ain't much, but I'm not okay. But seriously, that's that gray area, and it's kind of it's the flip side of the same coin. As important as you think you are, you flip it over, you're not that important, man.
Yeah. And even with art, like I can't live and die on various books or various stories. I just put them out. I like to put them out. I like to see my work out there. I like the whole delusions that this weird competition amongst writers, especially I think in the Northeast here, that like you have to step over, you have to be like, number 9, you have to be on this list, and like, you're competing with other writers to get a spotlight or to get a peg or to get the cookie or whatnot. And you know what, if people like my writing, they'll buy the book. And like, I'm not in competition with other writers.
No.
Like good for them. And put out as much wonderful stuff, or put out some stuff that might not be wonderful. Just do it because you love it.
Ultimately, otherwise, I don't know why you're bothering to create your art, because that's what writing is, at the end of the day. So it's interesting. You were talking about, I don't mean to belabor this, but it sounded like you were almost a little bit obsessive, like, Wednesday's laundry day, Saturday's shopping day, you said, and then you just kind of, as you had more time and you were more in sober and more into sobriety, you realized all of that was born out of anxiousness. And it's not necessary that I have to do it on Wednesday and I have to do this on Saturday. There's wiggle room.
Yeah, I think people that are not in control over various things, whether it's alcohol or addictions or like, say, the death of a loved one, really reach for control at those points in other areas of their life.
Yeah. We could talk about that forever. That's true. Yeah. So many things going through my mind with what you're saying. So let's just jump to Joe the Salamander. Now you've put it up briefly and taken it away. Hold it up. I'm going to include it along with this, the cover. It's a really interesting cover. And I know what the book's about now, because you've got the salamander on there, and then it's a puzzle with 2 puzzle pieces missing, but there's no picture. It's all the same color except for the base underneath is darker blue.
And there's also a little Superman shadow up here, which you really didn't catch the first time.
Totally missed that. Okay. I see my eye was so drawn to the puzzles and the salamander. I missed that. There's a shadow without investigating it.
Puzzles and puzzle pieces are sort of the universal symbol for autism and spectrum disorder. Even the magnetic ribbons that say like they're like for autism, their ribbon, like various ribbons for various causes are in different colors, and the autism one is colored puzzle pieces in the ribbon.
And that's what the book's about.
Well, the main character, the protagonist, is on the spectrum disorder, but at no point in the book do I use the word spectrum disorder, autism, anything. I just present Joe as Joe.
Interesting. All right. That sounds like it was a conscious choice on your part.
Well, labels, I think labels can be really destructive, whether it's treating people badly, but even in general, like, you have group thought, or you're grouping people together, and suddenly it becomes this homogenous group that everyone is viewed the same way. And, I try to avoid that. Interesting thing though, like sometimes it can get ridiculous. I work for Department of Developmental Services in Massachusetts. That's my regular job. And at one point, it was called the Department of Mental Retardation. And we all know that that's not a good word. It's not a good thing to call a state department. So in the renaming process, to avoid labels, somebody came up with, this was actually in the running, Department of Individuals. Now, say you have a child that needs services. There's no way you're going to Google Department of Individuals and find services that way.
I know what we'll call it, the Department of Individuals. Yeah, that's wicked. Yeah,
and wicked, no fucking labels.
And no fucking labels there. You're an individual, any kind. Wow.
The Department of Donkeys.
It was really called the Department of
That was on the table. That was on the table. We heard that through the grapevine. And
no, but I'm saying before it was called the Department of Retarded.
Department of Mental Retardation, and it was called that, I believe, until in the early 2000s.
I still don't have a problem with the word. I understand it. I think I'm retarded.
But I think it's the people that have, and the parents